YouTube, what's up? It's Javo, back. Playing in Miami. Got some more gameplay testing for you guys. Hope you're gonna enjoy this. I went ahead and switched the Jets uniform as people were complaining. So these are the regular uniforms now. So I took some time in the game to try to make them as close to the real life counterpart as possible. But you know, with this game you can only get so close. But the idea is try to replicate the NFL as best as possible, right? So this is what we're doing. The one thing I did with the uniforms, I took off the number on the shoulder, and you can only do that using the editor. So um, just so you guys know, what I do is I just create a default roster in the game. I don't even put it through the editor, and I go ahead and just create the uniform on a regular team. You know, just using the in-game controls to to create the colors and the different equipment style or whatever for the uniforms. So basically create a team, and you create them, using all the tools the game gives you. But one thing the game doesn't let you do, I mean, it doesn't let you do a few things, like the collar being set to all pro, like you see there on the Dolphins. And the logo and the number that goes on the shoulder pad and the sleeve, in the game you have to have the number. And then the logo is optional, but you have to have the number somewhere, whether it be on the top or side of your uniform. Oh, nice pick. Good up, boy. Oh. So one thing I didn't like about the uniforms for the Jets was that the number, they normally have the number on the side, of their sleeve. But the problem is the only shoulder pattern that looks anywhere near close to the real uniforms for the Jets are these two stripes here you see on the side. On the Jets, they're more on top of the shoulder, and then the other part is like a green color. But there's nothing that really comes close to that I could find. So, um, um, so what you have to do, because you're stuck with these these shoulder lines here. What happens is when you put the number on the side there, the number kind of goes over the lines and it doesn't really look right. Looks like they're kind of meshing together or overlapping. But in addition to that, I mean, the number, as you can see, the number is green on the away uniform, right? Well, the shoulder is actually green. The shoulder itself is supposed to be green on the side, instead of being white there like you can see on the bottom of the shoulder. So the color has to be white for the number, right? So the number is green on the front of the jersey, but it's really white on the shoulder in the real world. But and in this game, whatever the color is of the number on the jersey, that's the color all the way through. You can't really tweak that. So with that said, what I did, I just took the number off completely. So you won't even see a number on the shoulder anywhere on the Jets, as you can see there. And I think it looks a lot cleaner. It's not perfect, but you know what? That's just what you got to do. So I think the uniforms came out really nice. Hope you guys enjoy them. Hope you guys think they look good. But I like the fact that you can actually take everything off the shoulder using the editor, which is really the point here. If you use the PC editor I created, you can take all the logos and numbers off the shoulders, or you can do just logo only or number only. So you have some options, but But I want to hear your thoughts, so let me know what you guys think about these uniforms. Hopefully you like them. Because I know everybody was hating on those blue and golds, but I still have them in the file. You know, so if you ever want to do a retro game, you could always load them up. The, you know, the old school ones. Well, these legs look a little bit darker, like the green on here looks a little darker. I think it's just because of the overcast. Kind of like shadowy. I don't know what time of day it is, but... And the logo for the Jets, I mean, the logo, that's it. I mean, that's the closest one that I think you can get. I mean, from close up, they don't look that great, but far away, you know, that's what most people use too for the Jets. I mean, it kind of resembles the shape, you know. So you have a little bit of a, you know, match up there. So it looks pretty good from far away. So yeah, so it looks good. I'm enjoying it. Definitely enjoying these rosters. Love to hear your feedback. I'm still working on getting the next team started. I just started to work on the Patriots, so I've only done like 2 players, so it's gonna be a week or so before I get done with that. So just heads up there. But I'm gonna try to keep this going. I mean, like I keep saying in my videos, it's tough. It's tough to do. It takes a lot of work. But I'm appreciating when I get a team done. It's like unlocking a new, you know, new add-on. Ooh, man. Had a rough day at work today. I'm tired. Oh my God, another interception? Damn. Tannehill's having a bad game. It's funny because I just played a half with these same 2 teams, and it was a totally different game. And there was 1 interception by Revis. But yeah, it's real football, man. Sometimes you have interceptions, but so far I'm not seeing any issues with too many or too little interceptions. Or fumbles either. It looks like it's actually working pretty well. So yeah. Well, I hope you guys I was gonna do some commentating here. I'm not just gonna be talking about the game that I'm playing. I just want to shed some light on some things here. So, you know, the sim community, it's always about the sim community, right? And, you know, people, I just wish people would just not support Madden. And I know I get slack for saying that, and, you know, anybody can buy whatever they want. You know, nobody's a bad person or being told they can't do what they want with their hard-earned money. Do what you got to do, you know. But I guess the problem that I wish people realize is that, you know, we're supporting a monopoly, you know, and to support a monopoly is just such a bad choice, you know. It's like having one president that you can only vote for every year, no matter what, and there's only one that's running, and there's only one that you can choose, and that's just ridiculous. No matter what kind of product or service you're buying, you know, if you're left with just one option, that to me is so crooked and so backwards that, you know, as a consumer, we need to be a little bit stronger, you know, as consumers, and really show that this isn't going to work, you know. So I don't know, you know, it's hard because it's something that I guess people just don't have the willpower to just not buy the game, not buy the next Madden, you know. And every year Madden comes out, and, you know, people are disappointed, and they wonder why, you know. And it's easy. It's an easy answer. It's because there's no competition. There's no reason to do better, you know. No matter how much they try, no matter how much people say that, you know, they're putting in hard work and they're trying their best. I don't disagree. I think that they're doing a I think they're putting in a good amount of work because these guys are dedicated to football. The devs and all the guys that work at EA Sports. I mean, those guys have a passion for the game. You know, they love the game just like we do. But the only problem is, you know, the the vision and um, the goals for the game are not based on just straight competition, in my opinion. They're based on different agendas, whether it be trying to maximize their online transactions, you know, like playing mud or things like that, where you have in-game transactions and or mobile or you know the more casual gamer. I mean, these guys are focusing on just trying to make the most money possible, and I get that. But at the same time, you know, if you had competition, you could have another company doing something different, and maybe they have a magic formula that might be simulation and casual and two different game modes or what have you, and you start to see a different um, level of creativity. And when you put a monopoly in place, creativity's gone. It's left for one person, one company, one organization, and the competitive edge, the ability to be forced to invest more money, resources, you know, come up with a more creative uh, option set or game overall. I mean, features, whatever. I mean, you don't have that level of motivation or push. You know, yes, you might be enthusiastic. Yes, you might be trying to shoot for a great game, but at the end of the day, you don't have that extra push that you need. You know, you know you're gonna sell whatever units you think you're gonna sell year in year out. There's no other game out there, and what do? They can cut corners. They can wait to you know redo the entire game engine. They don't have to invest that much money or take on that much risk. They just don't have to. Why waste the money? It's better to stay in your middle lane and do the things that are going to be easier to do, that are not going to be as dramatic or creative, because there's no need to. You have nobody else showing you up. You know, no other company showing you what can really be done with today's technology. And what happens is you have a company that's just not going to put out the best product. That's a fact. You look up any monopoly definition, and you can clearly see that it is horrible for it's counterproductive. It's just not the way that companies should. Oh, another interception. Okay, all right, that's fine. You know what? I'll take interceptions. I really don't care. Tannehill's not that great. That's interesting. I've never seen this many interceptions in a game, but I'll take it. So, you know, you guys know what I'm trying to say. I mean, the bottom line is people are supporting a monopoly. I don't really think it's right that, oh, just because the game is heading towards a sim direction, that if people really think that, the guys that are game changers, they all think that, oh, the game's going in a sim direction. These devs are on the same page as we are. That's great, you know, awesome, awesome. You know, really just makes me feel great that they're going for that direction. But you can't help but be reminded that if you're a game changer or anybody and you're supporting Madden, you're supporting a monopoly. You have given up. You have turned in your white flag. You've raised your white flag, and you've given up on the movement. And you've given up on it because no matter what you think about sim or where the game's going or what's sim compared to older games and new games, the bottom line is you're supporting a monopoly. And because you're supporting a monopoly, you've all of a sudden taken the ability of getting the most out of competition out. You know? So you have given up. You're supporting something that should never ever be supported by a consumer who wants the best product, unless You become weak and you give in, or you become enticed, or, you know, if they dangle some game changer, you know, position, and they fly you out places and they do that. Some people want to network and they want to give in and they want to take the bait and they do that. But for people to sit here and argue that Madden is simulation and it's great, that's fine. You do what you want to do. You can argue that all day. But bottom line is that you're supporting a monopoly. That's all I got to say. So, you know what? That's fine. You want to support a monopoly, go ahead. The NFL's a monopoly, but at the same time, that's their brand. You know, that's just their brand. That's what you're watching. So it's different. You know, with video games, if the NFL made up, you know, 5+ football games, we had options at that point. You know, we had the ability to say, okay, let's choose NFL Fever, or let's choose Game Day, or let's choose ESPN, or All Pro Football, Backbreaker. You know, you had options. And the NFL is obviously the key to getting those options. You can't just put a football game out there without having the NFL. It's just not going to sell. It's been proven. The only way it's going to sell is if you take this crazy chance and somehow figure out a way to get the casuals to buy a game that they don't even recognize in terms of the players and faces and names. And no one's going to do that. No one's going to invest millions upon millions of dollars to do that and fall flat on their face and lose all that money. Stakeholders won't even allow it. Okay? And the attempts that have been made were poorly supported at best. So what does that leave us with? Leave us with NFL or nothing. And if that's the case, then now it becomes a monopoly situation again. And, you know, ESPN 2K5 was on the heels of Madden back in 04. You know, I mean, they were ready. They were ready to start taking it over. And Madden pulled that cheap card on them, and now, you know, now they got what they wanted. But the thing that people need to understand is that the consumer's in control. We, the consumers, are the ones that are in control. We are voting with our dollars. You know? If we're smart and we choose to be smart about how we vote, then, you know, then there's no reason why we can't eventually get what we want. And I don't care what the numbers are. I don't care if we're small numbers. You know, everybody tell all their friends, family, go on YouTube, go on Twitter, do what you got to do to knock out the monopoly. And for those of you guys who love Madden, great. You know, you'll get Madden again. Even if everybody in the world didn't buy Madden this year, next year they're going to make it. The license would open up, and everybody would be making games, and other companies can come in. Madden would keep making their game, and you get your game. You'll get your game that you want anyways. You'll probably get a 10 times better product. But to sit here and give up and give in and claim that game is going sim, and that's your rationale, I'm sorry, but all you game changers out there that do that, I'm talking to you. You guys have given up. You've tapped out. You know, that's all you've done is tap out. You cannot. There's nothing you can say about it. You know, if you're sick of waiting for a 2K or a backbreaker to come out and actually to become something good, then that's what it is. But call it what it is. You know. Don't sit here and claim it's sim. Don't sit here and claim it's the best game in the world. And don't dare ever even try to defend the fact that a monopoly is good. You know? We all know that that's not true. So, you know, some people want to just ignore that elephant in the room, but the bottom line is that people are supporting a monopoly. Forget about the game. Everybody, if you want competition, if you want a better product, if you want a real legitimate chance at getting an alternative to virtual football, you need to not support the monopoly. That's it. It's that simple, you know? So that's my typical rant that I do. I think it needs to be said over and over and over and over again until people understand, you know? It needs to be registered in people's brains, you know? Not getting Madden for a year is not going to hurt any single person. And if you want to still play Madden, go rent it or go buy a used copy. You know, you really cannot make it. Go buy a used copy. And then maybe next year what'll happen is you'll get a different game and Madden. And you'll have choices again. And you'll be able to compare and you'll be able to shop and you'll be able to see which one you like better. And you'll get the best product in return. That's the way it works. Okay? That's just economics at its core. You know, you will get the best product, the best creativity. You know, you'll get the most innovative products out there because there's pressure to win dollars. It's not just you make the game and it's yours. You have pressure now. You have an open market, free market. Free market. Free market gives the best products. It's just how it works. Anybody who takes an economics class, you know what I'm talking about. So, anyways, if you want a better product and even if you want Madden to be its best, don't support it until the license is opened up. That's all I can say. So I'm gonna go ahead and, as usual, oh, you gotta catch that, 81. So let me know what you guys think about these uniforms. Hope you enjoy them. Hope you guys think they're tight. But that's the first half. A lot of interceptions this game, and we'll see how the next game goes. I'm gonna play at home as the Jets. I'm gonna switch it around, and we'll see what kind of gameplay we get. All right, guys. All right, peace.